Most men see a woman's emotional needs as a confusing, frustrating game they can never win. It feels like a maze. Every turn leads to an argument you never saw coming. You try to fix her problem, but she says you're not listening. You give her space, but she accuses you of not caring. It can feel like a total trap. But what if that's the wrong way to look at it? What if her emotional needs aren't a chore, but your relationship's secret weapon? Stay with me, because I'm about to show you how understanding her emotional world is the master key to unlocking a level of trust and intimacy you might not have thought was possible. This isn't about becoming more emotional. It's about becoming stronger, more grounded, and more in control. It's about becoming the unshakable man she's always wanted. Before we jump in, if you're serious about building a powerful, lasting connection with your partner, make sure to hit that subscribe button. This is where we learn how to win at what really matters. The secret weapon. Thesis. All right, so why do I call it a secret weapon? Because while most men are busy reacting to their partner's emotions, getting frustrated, losing their cool, or pulling away, you'll be one of the few who understands the game beneath the game. A woman's emotional world isn't random chaos. It runs on a surprisingly consistent set of principles. Once you understand them, you stop reacting and start leading from a place of calm strength. This isn't about manipulation. It's about genuine leadership. It's about developing the emotional intelligence to be the calm, stable force in your relationship, no matter what storms roll in. When you master this, you're not just keeping her happy, you're building a rock-solid foundation of trust and safety that strengthens everything. She'll feel safer, arguments will be shorter, and your connection will deepen in a way that small talk never could. Instead of being a man tossed around by the waves of her feelings, you become the lighthouse, the steady point of reference she can always count on. That's a position of incredible strength. And it all starts with understanding three fundamental keys. Key number one, deciphering the code, the power of validation. The first and most critical key is validation. Now, this word gets thrown around a lot, but most men get it completely wrong. Validation does not mean you agree with her. It doesn't mean she's right and you're wrong. And it absolutely doesn't mean you have to fix her problem. Emotional validation is simply the act of communicating that her feelings are real, for her. It's you saying, I see you, I hear you, and it makes sense that you feel that way. Here's the mistake most men make. She comes to you upset about something. Maybe her boss was unfair or a friend let her down. Your mind immediately goes into problem-solving mode. You jump in with, well, did you talk to HR? Or, next time you should just... You think you're helping. But what she hears is dismissal. You're not addressing her feeling. You're trying to fix her problem. A woman doesn't bring her emotions to you looking for a mechanic. She's looking for a co-pilot who can glance over and say, wow, that's a big storm on your side of the cockpit. When she shares something vulnerable, she's taking a risk. If you rush to fix it, it's like telling her she shouldn't feel that way. But when you validate her, you're standing right there with her, on the same team. So what does that sound like in real life? Try one of these. Wow, that sounds incredibly frustrating. I can totally see why you'd feel that way. Tell me more about what happened. Notice, none of these offer a solution. They're pure acknowledgement. And when you do this, something incredible happens. You build trust. She feels seen and understood, which is one of the strongest predictors of relationship satisfaction for women. Instead of an argument escalating into, you just don't get it, the tension melts. She feels connected to you, not pitted against you. That's how you turn her emotions from a battlefield into a bonding experience. Key number two, the power of unwavering presence. The second key is presence. It sounds simple, but in our world of constant distraction, true presence is rare and powerful. Being present means giving her your undivided, focused attention, not just hearing her words, but making her feel that, in that moment, she's the most important thing in your world. Let's be honest. How many times has your partner been talking while you're half watching the game, scrolling on your phone, or thinking about work? You're nodding and saying, uh-huh, but you're not really there. Women are masters at detecting this. When she senses you're not fully present, she doesn't just think you're distracted, she feels unimportant. Presence is a display of masculine strength. It communicates respect. It says, you matter. What you have to say matters. It's an act of will, choosing to focus your energy entirely on her. shutting out the noise of the world. Here's how this looks in practice. She comes home and starts telling you about her day. It might sound trivial, office drama, or some small frustration, but the story isn't really about the event. It's about the connection she's trying to create by sharing it with you. This is your opportunity to be her anchor. Put the phone down, turn away from the TV, look at her. Use nonverbal cues, nod, lean in, make eye contact. Ask questions that show you're listening. And what did you do then? How did that make you feel? Even 5 minutes of pure, undistracted presence is more powerful than an hour of half listening. When you give her your full attention, you're creating a safe emotional space, one where she can open up without fear of judgment or neglect. That space builds immense trust and connection, far more than any grand romantic gesture ever could. Key number 3, the security protocol. Unbreakable consistency. The third key, the one that ties it all together, is consistency. For a woman to feel safe in a relationship, she needs stability. She needs to know the man she's with today will be the same man she can count on tomorrow. Consistency builds trust. Inconsistency breeds anxiety. If you're warm and attentive one day, but cold and distant the next, she never knows which version of you she'll get. That uncertainty forces her into emotional defense mode, constantly walking on eggshells. Many men believe being unpredictable keeps a woman interested. That might work in casual dating, but in a real, lasting relationship, unpredictability destroys safety. Consistency is the bedrock of emotional security, and research backs it up. When a woman feels emotionally safe, it directly increases both intimacy and satisfaction in the relationship. So what does consistency look like? Be consistent with your validation, not just when it's easy. Be consistent with your presence, even for a few focused minutes each day. Be consistent in your emotional state. Don't let your moods dictate how you treat her. This doesn't mean you can't have bad days. It means you don't take them out on her. A man who can manage his own emotions is a man a woman can trust with hers. When she knows you're reliable, steady, and emotionally safe, she'll finally relax. And when she relaxes, she gives more of herself to the relationship. That's when real partnership begins. The payoff. When you stop seeing her emotional needs as a chore and start seeing them as your strategy for connection, everything changes. The endless arguments fade, the distance closes. You stop guessing what she wants and start feeling it. She won't just be happier, she'll feel seen, heard, and deeply understood. That sense of being cherished is one of the most powerful emotional experiences a woman can have, and it transforms everything. It boosts her confidence, lowers her stress, and makes her more affectionate, supportive, and loving in return. You create a positive feedback loop. Your strength creates her safety, and her safety deepens her love. You become her hero, not because you slayed a dragon, but because you had the strength and wisdom to understand her heart. That's the real secret weapon. So, to bring it all home, the 3 keys to unlocking your relationship's potential are: 1. Validation. See and acknowledge her feelings without trying to fix them. 2. Presence. Give her your undivided attention to show she matters. 3. Consistency. Be her rock, the stable force she can always count on. This isn't about changing who you are. It's about upgrading your emotional toolkit, becoming stronger, calmer, and more connected. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 3 keys do you think is the biggest challenge for men today? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video brought you value, make sure you like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because we're just getting started.